Okay, so part 2 on restoring the Yamaha Natural Sound CR-420 receiver. Since the last time, I've done a few things to it. First off, I cleaned up the front. Now, to do that, again, I'm not sure if I said this in the last one, all these knobs come off. They either pull off, or these two, the record out selector and the input selector, they both have little Allen keys that you gotta undo. After that, they just pull right off though. So what I did with those, I took all these knobs off. You can't take the tuning knob off, or I at least couldn't find a way. And I just filled up a little styrofoam cup here with Windex and dropped them all in it. And while that was soaking in there, I used some Q-tips and some other little cotton jobbies here with the Windex, and with that I cleaned up all the front, got all the crud and staining off, and it looks pretty good. And this knob, the tuning knob, I was able to get everything else off of that just by scrubbing it. But by the time I was done all that and I took out the knobs from the Windex bath, they were all sparkling clean. Now, if you'll notice too, it didn't take the color out of the knobs. There's the little red dots still in there. And the thing is you've got to be careful, because Windex has ammonia, and sometimes ammonia will take stuff like that off. Might also take off your lettering, so be very careful about using something like that. Sometimes just water and elbow grease may take a year, but it'll do it. But as for the inside, it's a little better. It's hard because with old electronic components, you don't really want to disturb them too much unless you really have to. So I just used computer compressed air and using Q-tips again to get what I could. It's still kind of dirty, but it's a lot better than it was, and I'm probably going to have at it again with a Q-tip again. Another thing I did was, once these knobs were off, for most of them you can actually get at the potentiometers in the back here. And you can see one, right there in the back. You can see if I can reach at it. You can see it a little better. Point at it there. This guy right here. Now, they've got little openings, and what you do is you just get your head contact cleaner, spray cleaner. There's a few different kinds, but go to your local Radio Shack, Source, Circuit City, whatever. I guess not Circuit City anymore, but whatever. You go to that, you spray it, just give it a little shot inside the potentiometer, and then you just go to the front and you just spin it back and forth, all the way, back and forth, all the way, all the way, all the way. Spin that for like 30 seconds. Do each one. If you can't get to the potentiometer, just try and give it a little shot in the front there. Try and get as much in as you can. Not a ton, but I mean, try to get it in there, and then and give it a shot. And again, spin it 30 seconds. Back, forth, and you'll be good. I'm still in the process of doing a little bit of cleaning on the back of this guy, and again, just Q-tips and a little bit of Windex, a little bit of water. I still got to finish cleaning up all my inputs here. They're still a little dusty, but that's not a big deal. There's not really much you can do, as far as I know. If I'm wrong, tell me, but there's not much you can do about the rusts that shows up on the ground. It just depends what kind of environment the guy was sitting in. So you do what you got to do, but to a point. So also, I cleaned up as best I could the wood casing. I just took it off. Again, cleaned it with just a little bit of water. Cleaned the spots and everything off. I'm going to give it a good end dusting or whatever before I put it all back together. But so So that turned out pretty decent so far. Like I said, I'm gonna go at it again a little bit. Now, the only things left really on this guy are putting it back together and getting the lights to work. As I had said originally, my lights are out, and I believe it is the first light that's out there in series. So if one's out, that means they're all out. And the first one, I believe, is burnt out. I have ordered Yamaha green lights for the FM AM signal, and I just ordered a regular clear white light, whatever you want to call it, for the front. And that light, or those lights, are LED, and they're actually pre-made by a guy I found just by Googling and searching around, and he does lights for different receivers. So he puts the resistors in line already, makes them all nice and everything like that. So on the next video, which will probably be the last one, I will show you the finished product, which will be changing those lights and then hooking up some speakers to it and letting it rock. So thanks again for watching. Any comments, anything I'm missing, anything I should do differently, please give me a shout, leave a comment. Thanks a lot for watching. Also, one more thing. That was the record I got in trade for the record player with no needle. So, pretty killer trade. Already worth it. Haven't spent a lot of money on it. Going to end up with a really nice receiver and an awesome record. So, and a tape player if I can get that working properly too. Thanks a lot.